Good morning students. Let's continue with exercise 4.4. Today I am going to take the problem sums based on HCF. We have done how to find out HCF using the two method, prime factorization and division method in the previous class. Now today we are going to apply the application. We are going to study the application of highest common factor. Okay. So there are few questions in your exercise. I am taking few of them and I'll be discussing it with you. Okay. So this is one question. Find the greatest number. There is a very simple way to actually, when you will study both LCM and HCF. So when you will read the question, so you should how to find out that whether you have to find out the LCM or whether you have to find out the HCF is with the help of these words that are here. That means if we say highest common factor or we say greatest or we say largest. So when you get these type of word that says largest, greatest or highest, so this type of terms will give you a hint whether you have to find out HCF or LCM. So what they are saying is find the greatest number that will divide 623, 729 and 841. Okay, so I have to find out a number that is going to divide all these three numbers, and what it is going to do, leaving remainders, means it is not completely divisible. We will be getting remainders as 3 for the first case, 9 in the second case and 1 in the third case. Now understand what they are saying. Let's instead of solving it first, let's understand the concept of this question. So what they are saying, that you have to find out a number, a greatest number. Okay, so I have to find out a greatest number. So I am writing GN, greatest number. With that greatest number, I am dividing these three numbers. This is what they are saying, that will divide. So we are dividing. With my greatest number, I am dividing these three numbers. And what will happen when I am dividing these three numbers? In the first case, when I will divide completely, at the end I will be getting this as remainder, 3. In this, I will be getting at the end 9 as remainder, and in the third case, I will be getting, after dividing, I will be getting 1 as remainder. Now, what does this mean when I get remainders? When I get remainders, this means that this number is not completely divisible by this number, and that is why I am getting a remainder. Yes, means take an example, easy example of suppose I divide 12 and 12 by 2. So if I divide 12 by 2, it will be completely divisible. But if I divide 13 by 2, then what will happen? I will get 1 as remainder. Yes, I will get 1 as remainder. This means that 13 and 2 are not completely divisible. And that is why I am getting the remainder. Similarly here also, when with my greatest number, I am dividing the three numbers, every time I am getting the remainders. So these numbers are not completely divisible with my greatest number. So what do I have to do first? I have to first find out the numbers that are completely divisible. So how to get the numbers that are completely divisible? If 3 is remainder, so what should I do? I should remove 3 from this. So this number will be then completely divisible. 9 is extra here. It is the remainder, so 9 is extra here. So I will remove 9 from it and the number that I will get will be completely divisible. Similarly, 1 is extra here. So if I remove 1 from this, I will get the number and it will be completely divisible. So first we will find out the numbers that are completely divisible. So numbers will be from 623, I remove 3 and I get this. Now this means this number will be completely divisible because I have removed 3 from it, so I will get no remainder. Similarly, from this number I remove 9 because 9 is remainder, so 9 is extra. So if I remove 9, I will get 720 and this is also completely divisible. Now from 8, I will remove this one. So I will get 840. Now this is also completely divisible. Now this means what? Now when I divide my three numbers with my greatest, these three numbers with my greatest number, this will be exactly divisible. I will get no remainders because whatever was the remainder, I have removed it. So once I have removed the remainder, now these three numbers, when I divide them with my greatest number, it will be completely divisible. Yes. Now what I have to do? I have to find the greatest number. Means I have to now find out the greatest number with which when I multiply these three numbers, my numbers are completely divisible. So what is this? When we say this, that these three numbers are completely divisible with a number, so it is a factor of it. And since I am talking about the greatest number, so I have to now find out the highest common factor of these three numbers. Okay. I hope this is clear to you why I have removed the remainder. I have removed the remainder so that the numbers now are completely divisible. And now to find out a common number that will divide all of these numbers, I have to find out highest common factor. They are saying greatest, so I will find out HCF. So HCF of 620, 720 and 840. I have to find out HCF of these three numbers, and whatever will be the HCF will be my greatest number that will divide it. Isn't it? Now the method is simple. Now let's divide these three numbers, 620, 720 and 840. So I will be using division method. As I said, I feel it is simpler. So I will take first these two numbers. You can use any method, okay? So if I take these two numbers, I will write the smaller number here as a divisor and bigger number as dividend. Now solve it by 1. So 620. So 620 means 0, 0 and 1. Now if there is a remainder, then the divisor becomes the dividend. So I have written 620 here. Now by 6, so 600 subtracted, I get 20. Now 20, again I am getting a remainder. So this divisor will now become the dividend. So I will continue my work of division and I will make this as dividends. Now this is completely divisible. I get 100. So the HCF of two numbers is 20. HCF of two number is 20. Now I have to check whether it is the HCF for the third number as well or not. And to do this, what will I do? I will again use the same method and I will find out whether these two numbers are completely divisible or not. So let's check whether they are completely divisible or not. So 84, so 2 4s are 8. So by 4, 80. So I get 4 left. This will be 40. By 2s, this number is completely divisible by 20. So this means that the HCF of three numbers or the greatest number will be, the greatest number is 20. So when I divide 620 by 20, it will be completely divisible. When I divide 720 by 20, it will be completely divisible. When I divide 840 with 20, it is completely divisible. And that is why it is the greatest number with which my all three numbers are divisible. Okay. Now let's take the next question. I am reading the question. Listen to the question carefully, and along with that, I will draw the diagrams so that it will be easy for you to understand the question. I am taking question number 7 from your book. 3 tankers contain 403 liter, 434 liters and 465 liters of diesel respectively. So let's take 3 containers. First one have this much liter of diesel. The second one has 434 liter of diesel, and the third one has 465 liters of diesel. Okay, so we have 3 containers that have this much of diesel. Now what they are saying, find the maximum capacity of a container that can measure the diesel of 3 containers exact number of times. Now this means what? That I need a container here, I need a small container here, and that small container is going to measure the diesel in all these 3. Okay, and when it is going to measure it, what will happen? There should be no diesel left here. That is why they are saying that when it measure it, when this container measure it measure it exact number of time. Okay, now this means what? Take a simpler case that when you go to a grocery shop and you buy things, so that things are in a big jute bags. Suppose you are purchasing rice, so you're not going to buy the complete jute bag. What do? You ask for the shopkeeper that give me 2 kg and 3 kg of rice, and the shopkeeper take out that particular amount from that jute bag, big jute bag, and then he gives you that much of rice. Similarly, when I take a small container, then what I do, I take out, suppose this small container is 7 liter. So what do I do? When I start measuring it, I will take 7 liter from it. Then again I will take 7 liter from it. Then again I will take 7 liter from it. And I will keep on doing it till the time it is not completely empty. Okay. So, and similarly in the second case also, when I take it as some liter, 7 liters suppose, so I will start measuring it. So I will keep on measuring it till the time this container is not completely empty. Similarly for the third case. So what they want that when you do this, there should be no diesel left in it. It should be exactly divisible. Okay, it should when I measure it, the container should be completely empty. So when the container will be completely empty, when this number is completely divisible, then only I will take a small amount, I will keep it. I will take a small amount, I will keep it. Again I will take a small amount, I will keep it. So at the end, when I will take the last amount, then nothing will be left here. Similarly in these 3 cases. This means what? That I need a factor here. This is what? This is a factor here. Factor that is common. That is common. Why? Because it should be same for all. And I need the maximum capacity. What is the word that they are using? Find the maximum capacity of the container. So I cannot just find out in measure of any container. I have to find out the maximum capacity. And when I say maximum, I am saying highest or greatest. So what do I have to do here? I have to find out the highest common factor of these 3 capacities of container, and with which I can take the small container. Okay. So the maximum capacity of the container that can measure them exactly. The maximum capacity of the container that can measure 403 liter, 434 liter and 465 liter exactly will be the HCF of the 3 numbers, isn't it? Will be the HCF of the 3 numbers. So we'll find out the HCF of the 3 numbers. So I have 403, 434 and 465. So we'll find out the HCF of these 3 numbers. HCF of these 3 numbers. So let's find out the HCF. So I will again use the same method, division method. See, when you have these type of question, the number here is 403. So instead of thinking that this 403 is divisible by which number and then applying the prime factorization method, I feel that when I do so, I don't have to think anything and I have to simply divide. So I take division method. You can use any method you want. My ones are, so 403. This is 1 and this is 3. I get 31 as the remainder, and if 31 is the remainder, this means I have to continue with my division. 403. So 40, this 31 is divisible by 40 also, so I will first divide it by 1. So I left with 9. 93 means by, see this number is not completely divisible, so I'm continuing with the same number. Okay, so I have taken 40, 31, 1s are, so now I take 3, 93, so by 3s are, so by 13 it is divisible. So what I can say, that the HCF of 403 and 434 is 31. Now I have to check whether is this the capacity of the container that we want. So for this we'll take the third number as well and we will divide and check. So again by 1s are 31. This is 5, 1. Now copy this 5. So by 5s are 1. So the maximum capacity of the diesel that we want, the container that we want is 31 liters. So if I take a container that is 31 liters, so what I can do, that 31 liters, when I will take 13 times, I will divide it exactly. That 31 liters, when I take 15 times, I will divide this exactly. Similarly, this 31 liters, when I take 14 times, I will divide it, this number also completely. Okay. So if I take a container that is 31 liter, I will be able to divide all the diesel of all the 3 containers exact number of times. Now that is it for today. You do the problem sums that are there in the exercise 4.4 based on this only and submit your work. Okay. Thank you so much.